Hi everybody, Matt and Paul here from Fiduciary Wealth. Very quick video for you today with an update. So this is for those interested in Gibraltar residency via the Category 2 scheme. So we're recording this at the back end of February. A bit of background that some of you are probably aware of. Since October 2025, residency in Gibraltar has been on pause. It remains on pause, and that has been for everyone. So people could apply for the Category 2 scheme, but then that wouldn't give them automatic rights to residency like it does in the past. Now, for those who do qualify for the Category 2, we've managed to receive an update this week, which, Paul, can you share that information with everyone?
Absolutely. Thank you, Matt. You're quite right. Job residency remains on pause, although I seem to recall, Matt, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that they indicated that they would be in a position to reopen mid-Feb.
I think they told us that they would release an update of the new guidelines in February, but
I see.
as we're on the 25th now, I'm not sure they're going to meet that deadline.
No, but maybe it reopens on the 10th when the new border arrangements are in place and the treaty is signed and effective, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're just 5-6 weeks away from D-Day. And as you know, there's going to be a flood of applications. We already got a list as long as our arm of would-be interested parties wanting to um, establish their tax residency in Gibraltar. But look, you're right, Matt, there has been a pause. But in terms of category 2 high net worth individual status, um, there's always been some discrepancy from the very beginning, from the day it was paused in October. One government department said it was business as usual, which is understandable since there's tax revenues to be gained from that. And the other one, which deals with the migration and the residency card, said no, everything is paused. It never quite made any sense. I think it was a question of communication, but now we've spoken directly and both are aligned in terms that category 2 is open for business with a small caveat, Matt, that in terms of one of the departments, they say it's on a case by case basis and they've agreed exceptionally to allow us to give the background and the context of the client and their assets and all the general information or and specific information needed to consider whether they will approve, and they can give us a tentative yes. I think that's a major step in the right direction because it means at least one of the pathways to residency remains open to business, um, and um, and we've got a direct access to the department in question, and they're quite happy to review the case and on a case by case basis determine whether they would accept the application. So now we have two government departments that work independently, but both need to be to get your residency and this special regime. They're both involved, and you have to go through the hoops in both departments. Now I think there's a way forward, and when there was no way forward, so that's really good news. The bad news is, Matt, that when it reopens, I should say, there's going to be a flood of applications. I need to repeat this. In October, when it closed, I think there were hundreds and hundreds, if I'm not mistaken, over 800,000 or 800 applications or from people interested in relocating, which caused the government of Gibraltar to pause residency. I think there's going to be an avalanche of people wanting to establish their residency, and if Cat 2 is the route, then people should reach out to us, to reach out to you, Matt, because we could potentially progress the case before they get swamped, and it's just 1 in 1,000 cases or 2,000 cases, and it can take forever to get across the line.
Yeah.
So we
No,
have a
I
small window of opportunity now to be ahead of the queue and get the category to signed and dusted before everyone else.
Yeah, you stole my word there, Paul. Opportunity. That's the way I view this now, because it is kind of almost getting, ahead of the crowd. So if you are serious about Gibraltar residency and under the Category 2 scheme only at this stage, then reach out. We have this opportunity to present your case and progress this ahead of others. So yeah, feel free to reach out. We'll talk you through the process and how we can do that for you. And yeah, hopefully we'll hear from some of you very shortly. Thank you and bye.